Now, if you remember though, it was the inauguration. Since I mean, it was kind of a while ago. At this point, nearly 2 weeks or so, something like that. Well, there were a lot of people who got mad at Snoop Dogg because he performed at an event celebrating Trump's victory in the election, which I don't know. It seems a lot of other people did that. Frankly, I kind of didn't understand the controversy around it at first because a lot of people did that. But for whatever reason, Snoop Dogg seems a lot of people have not forgiven him for it. I guess, uh, and people have not moved past it. And to be fair, I guess I should probably correct. There's a lot of misinformation about it. A lot of people say Snoop Dogg performed at the inauguration, and that's actually incorrect. I mean, that would be pretty funny if he did, because I mean that's considering weed is illegal federally still, but whatever. But he didn't actually do that. He performed at an event called the Crypto Ball, which was 2 days before the inauguration, and Trump wasn't actually even there, so he didn't probably see it live or anything. But really, there's not that much of a difference when it comes to the purpose of the events, if we're going to be real here, since it was still a event celebrating Trump's victory in the upcoming inauguration. And anyways, Snoop Dogg eventually responded because he got a lot of backlash. I guess I didn't know how much of his audience was passionately against Trump. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who are, but I kind of thought maybe his audience. I didn't know if he was that political necessarily, but I guess a lot of people weren't happy about it. But in an Instagram video, he addressed the backlash and he said, in part, and this is a direct quote here, "Y'all can't hate enough. I love too much. Get your life right. Stop worrying about mine. I'm cool. I'm together. Still a black man. Still 100% black. All you till you bail. All out till you ball out or till you fall out." And that was the end of the quote, or at least from what I got. I mean, I'm sure there was more to it, but uh, yeah, I mean, I feel like he probably could have thought of a more coherent response if he decided to be sober when he made it, which I doubt was the case here. But yeah, I mean, it seems that was not really a satisfactory response to many who are upset with him. Uh, and a lot of that was because a big thing, and I remember this was a talking point at the time. I didn't say anything about when I talked about the inauguration on any of the shows I did, but because I didn't really think it was that relevant. But the inauguration was on Martin Luther King Day, which didn't sit right with a lot of people. I mean, I understand why, but yeah, that was not a lot of people were upset by that. And in addition, Trump had kind of like a tenuous relationship with Snoop Dogg in the past, or strenuous, however you want to put it. And for example, according to Entertainment Weekly, in 2017, Snoop pantomimed shooting a clown dressed as Trump and said of him in a song, "The president say you want to make America great again. F that S." Okay, he didn't say that, obviously, but I'm trying to keep it cleaner because it's like a family show. And in addition, at the end of his first term, Snoop Dogg tweeted, "If you're still with Trump, F you." So, yeah, he seems to be very passionately against Trump and his supporters as well. So he's not been a big fan for most of his time as president. And also, according to Yahoo Entertainment, Snoop Dogg called out black people who stood with Trump during his first term. Well, I didn't find the exact quote of that, but he insulted black people who supported Trump. So I don't know. I, mean, I guess it seems he has a very strong stance against Trump. He's not a big fan of him. But that seemed to kind of change around 2021. It was a lot of people think it was recently, but I feel like that changed in 2021, right about either when Trump left, right around when he left the first time, or after he left and Biden became president. When again, according to Entertainment Weekly, after Trump commuted the sentence of Michael Harris, who's the co-founder of Death Row Records, Snoop Dogg said, "Quote: That's great work for the president and his team on the way out. They did some great work while they was in there." So that's one thing he said that was kind of changing his tune about Donald Trump. And in addition to that, also according to Entertainment Weekly, Snoop Dogg said last year, "Quote: He ain't done nothing wrong to me. He has done only great things for me. I have nothing but love and respect for Donald Trump." So, I mean, to me, it seems like the biggest issue, at least for me personally, because I don't really care all that much about performing at his inauguration or a ceremony like his inauguration before. It seems like the biggest issue here is that Snoop Dogg kind of seems to only support what will help him, and he doesn't follow politics outside of that, just what he thinks is beneficial to him. And when Trump started doing things he likes personally, that's when he started supporting Trump, or at least was indifferent to him, I guess. And that's the kind of thing that annoys me because I don't really care that if he supports Trump or not. It's just that he kind of stands for nothing. It seems like in this. And I think I said this before when I talk about celebrity political involvement or something like that. Maybe I didn't say exactly, but I made a point that was, look, I don't even care about celebrities who endorse Trump or whatever, since that seems to be a controversial opinion considering how liberal Hollywood is. I wouldn't even care about celebrities who endorse Trump. And I know that's a lot of people also say it's not really for me to say because Trump's policies that they disagree with don't affect white people or straight people or men. Really, it's more like minority groups and all. So I understand that the logic of it. I just say for me personally, it's not that it bothers me when they do endorse Trump. I don't believe in. I'm not personally going to go protest them or like cancel them or whatever if they do that. But I just think it's annoying when then they do it, and then when a large portion of their fan base turns against them, they start acting like they don't understand why that happened or that it's unfair or whatever. I mean, you know what you're doing when you endorse Trump. I mean, that's what's going to happen, and you have to take that and stand with it if you think it's worth it. I mean, you know it's going to happen. It shouldn't be a surprising thing. So, yeah, it's not even. I don't really care about his whole like. He can have whatever political opinions he wants about Trump, either liking him or not liking him. But don't switch sides also so blatantly when it's just he's doing things that you personally are affected by in some way. So you're going to start being cool with him, you know. And anyway, though, it seems like he's kind of, besides people getting angry at him, he's kind of paying a price for this whole thing. As according to Yahoo Entertainment again, he's lost over 500,000 followers on Instagram since the inauguration, and 17,000 followers on Twitter. Well, that's not really that surprising that he's going to lose less followers on Twitter. I mean, again, that's not like hurting him in terms of. I doubt he really cares that much or really matters his social media following. It's not like he makes his money from Instagram, and I'm sure. I haven't looked at his exact follower count. I'm sure it's probably over 10 million. So it's probably what like not even like just over 1% or something. Not like he's lost a huge amount of support on Instagram, but it has been a lot. I mean, that's pretty much undeniable. And it is kind of funny. It makes me think about that whole quote that some people have about like going woke and going broke or whatever. And I don't know. I mean, it seems like almost the opposite is true, at least in this case. I mean, I can't speak for every case, but at least in this one. But he's not going broke. He's still fine. He has money, but which is why I don't really feel a lot of sympathy about this whole thing. I mean, no matter what he had said, since I mean he's going to be fine. No, yeah, don't have to worry about his career or anything. He's not going to take a huge hit in support. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't even really care so much about what he's like, what his politics are. He can think whatever he wants, but it's just don't like switch teams just because you want to be on the. You just another team does something that kind of helps you or you kind of like, so you're just going to completely switch everything you think, you know. And anyways, like I said, I don't even like care about that really. It's just don't just be consistent, you know. And or at least if you're going to switch teams or whatever, don't pretend you have like principled stances on things, and just admit you're like in it for the money or for the personal benefit or whatever. Like, don't act like it's for principled reasons that you would have political opinions. And by the way, though, the fact that he could admit that it wouldn't be a big stretch or anything, or any celebrity could just say they just support whatever because of money or personal benefit, which is why a lot of them support things they do. It's kind of the main reason you shouldn't look to celebrities for political opinions for any reason, which a lot of people still do, which I don't understand. So maybe if anything, just don't. We should just learn don't look at celebrities for political takes because, well, that's what influences their political takes, just personal gain. I hope that's not a surprise to people, but unfortunately, I think it is to a lot of people.